Merry Christmas, everybody. It is that time of year, so it is time to discuss Silent Night, Deadly Night. Yep, the most asked for review in my comment sections. I have been asked to do this film literally since I started this channel, and it's time. It's Christmas. Let's do this. The Ballad of Billy and Ricky, the Silent Night, Deadly Night series. Starting with Silent Night, Deadly Night 1. This film raised all sorts of controversy. The mothers protested like crazy. They had it pulled from the theaters. It was banned, blah, blah, blah. What did that do? Not a fucking thing. All it did was promote the film. It has 4 sequels. It has a remake. It is now considered to be a classic in the slasher genre. So good job, moms. You did fucking nothing but promote the film. I almost have to believe that they actually paid these people to go out and protest the film, because there is no such thing as bad publicity. Anyway, so let's get into this film. This movie's just great. I adore this movie. It is such a fun watch every single time. It makes me laugh out loud a ton. It has a great title card. It's got that, like, creepy kids talking over it, kind of like Halloween, black cats and goblins on Halloween night, trick or treat. There's something about, like, kids that is just creepy. And these little voiceovers of kids in the beginnings of horror movies always works. I want to say the grandfather in the opening is the scariest character in this entire film. He's only in it for like a minute, but when he pulls Billy aside and he's just telling him about how Santa's coming for him, and he better have not have been naughty or he's gonna punish him. The convenience of this, the fact that Grandpa does that, pulls himself out of a coma to tell him that, and then they get accosted by an armed assailant dressed as a Santa Claus that goes to rape his mother and kill his father. Of course, this is a stretch and a half, but it's a film, so who gives a shit? But the grandfather is terrifying, and this film truly is just dark and dirty and sleazy. Like, this film holds nothing sacred. It goes for the throat. Now, this is the uncut version. I don't have the new recent Blu-ray, unfortunately, but I've had this for a while now with both on here, and it does have the uncut original version. Some of the scenes are pretty distorted, but it's all there, and most of it's kills, on-screen stuff, and kills in this movie are great. A lot of memorable kills. Obviously, like, one of the most memorable would be the antler kill, Linnea Quigley, and the bobsled or whatever, toboggan or whatever. Yeah, toboggan. Where he cuts the guy's head off. And there's really fun kills throughout this entire film. And there's this horrendous montage song that plays when Billy's hired at this store and he's in the back stocking the shelf. I don't know where the fuck they got that. That must have been a public domain Christmas song, and they couldn't afford anything, and they were just like, give us anything we can afford. It's so jarring. It is awful. My God, it's terrible. I feel like, the biggest villain in this movie to me is Mother Superior. Like, she should have been able to see what was wrong with him. And any of these, like, Catholic school nun shit where they, like, beat the kids into submission, that shit never works ever. That is the worst child abuse. I can't stand stuff like that. So you just want her to die so bad, and she doesn't. She's like the only character in this movie who deserves it and doesn't get it. And it's very frustrating, but she does get it in the second movie, so good. And the kid who plays Billy in this movie is just awesome. Is the acting in this movie good by anybody? No. No. But Billy is so perfectly cast, this hulking frame, and the way that he embodies this role with the naughty, punish, and like when the kid's sitting on his lap and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like whispering to her. It is so fucking creepy. It truly is. As bad as this movie can be at times, there is certain scenes in this movie, like that kid on his lap, that is genuinely eerie. Like, this guy is a fucking psychopath. Now, how the hell did they get Billy into this Santa Claus costume? I figured, like, as soon as he saw that thing, he would have ran out the room. Anytime he even sees a semblance of Santa Claus related anything, he's like, oh, hell no. Or he gets so angry. They actually get him to dress up in this thing. They of course just cut to this scene where he's already dressed up, because I honestly don't think the filmmakers could have come up with a way to get him in that thing without him freaking out. So it's just one of those things where we have to be like, okay, I guess he's in it, whatever. And obviously we want that to happen because we want to see him go on his rampage. But I do have to watch that scene and be like, how the fuck did they get him in there? And the transformation that Billy goes through when he sees the guy trying to rape the girl, very lousily rape this girl. It is one of the silliest rape scenes. He like rips open her top and he is like pretend kissing her chest, like his lips barely even touch her skin. It's hilarious. And it goes on for like minutes. You seriously are going to accost a girl and assault her so that you can lazily kiss her on the chest as she pretends to fight back? It's such a bad scene. But I love the look in his face when he's like remembering what happened, and then he just like, there's this moment where you can just see that he snapped, and there's something about that face. It really just conveys that he has lost it. And from there, it's just Billy's gone. He is Santa. He is out to punish the wicked, and he sure as shit does. And I really like the face change. And then I always get very annoyed with this, and this is one of the most annoying ones ever in film to me. This girl who he saves from being whatever the hell that guy was doing. But we're supposed to believe he's trying to rape her. And, you know, he defends her and she's like, "You're crazy. Get away from me. You're crazy." And it's like, no, like any moment of like, thank you, or like, holy shit, or like, just walk away, or you really have to start calling the guy if you really think he's crazy and you get out of there. But this guy was trying to rape you. I don't know. It's annoying. Like, this is one of those rare instances where, yeah, I do think death is warranted. You're trying to rape somebody. I'm sorry. You get killed in the process of that. I ain't feeling sorry for you. But I guess not everyone thinks like me on that. It just annoys me. There's tons of gratuitous nudity in this, especially in Linnea Quigley's part. I mean, she has a moment where she has to go up and like get the cat and go outside. Like, she's going out front. They hear carolers out front, so she knows that there's people that will be able to see her. And she's also has her sister, or she's babysitting. I can't remember what it is. I think it's her sister. Is upstairs, and she called down like 2 seconds ago, and she's like, "Go to your room. We're doing our homework." And then she leaves the guy behind, who happens to be Barry Sims from Halloween 6. And she goes upstairs, completely topless, opens the door for everyone to see, and then is running from Billy, or Santa Claus, or whatever you want to call him at this point, completely topless. I mean, do not get me wrong. I am not complaining. I will watch Linnea Quigley's fucking nude workout all day. No complaints. It's just hilarious how in-your-face gratuitous the nudity is, especially in that scene. Like, no, I'm not going to put a shirt on. Like, why? It's like, good question. Why? You shouldn't. But, yeah. And I don't know, like 3 other chicks also derobe in this film, and it's either during rape scene or sex scenes, or this movie just piles on kills and sex. And this is exactly what you want from a slasher movie, right? This movie gives it to you in spades. Love it. And I love that he gives, like, in both of these movies, you know, the first one, the second one. I can't remember the third one as well. I know it's awful, but I love that Billy has this kid in front of her, and he's like asking her, like, have you been naughty? And he just hands her the murder weapon. Like, as I said, this movie pulls no punches. Like, no wonder mothers were protesting this. They protested this off the poster, okay? They didn't see this movie. If they would have saw this movie, they would have fucking went out there with guns and not let anybody in the theater. Jesus, man. This movie's great. You even have a part where the guy shoots. They call him Father something, and so I'm led to believe he's the priest who's deaf and gets shot coming up. But in the second movie, they say he's the janitor. So this viewing, I was like, oh shit, they shot a deaf priest in the back. That's fucked up. And then in the next one, he was like the janitor. So I don't know. I guess he's the janitor, but they call the janitor Father. It's odd. And the ending foreshadows part 2. And it kind of just leads right into part 2, which I guess I will then lead into part 2, and I will go on over there because I have already watched part 2. And I will move on over. So I'll see you there.